Well, TVP, Ohana, memories are coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the semifinals. Spotting here in the top left corner of the map, it's the green Terran player alive.
In the bottom right, we've got our yellow Protoss player. As I type into Google real quick, playing for Prime, it is MyungSik.
Well, name sure. Don't you know that it's Prime? It's so obvious, and everyone should know right off the top of your head. No, actually, I remember we had some debate about this like 2 weekends ago. I had forgotten as well if he was on Prime or not, because I know that he was. I just wasn't sure if he still was the thing. But MyungSik, you and I actually got to cast. You remember that game, Marine King versus MyungSik? Like,
oh, of course.
That King Sejong game, man. Damn. If you guys missed it, we've had some really sick MyungSik PVTs in the past. He's a great player. Sadly, he didn't win that game I just referenced, but he's shown us a whole plethora of tactics, from the standard to the abnormal. I don't know how he plans to play against Alive, but I do kind of feel like the onus is on Alive. This is a scenario where I think if you could hold off early Protoss aggression on the old map pool, you could kind of macro ahead, take a lot of CCs in the base, float them out slowly, whatever. Get one of mine's cool. Hashtag patch terror jokes, right? But the fact that all of these older maps are kind of smaller, condensed, they really do kind of cater towards like the 2-base play stylings. And I feel like 2-base Colossus, 2-base Charge Lots, like 2-base Archons, like there's a lot of 2-base everything for Protoss that complements the words 2-base quite nicely, and not so much for Terran.
Yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, I kind of feel like Ohana, for both Protoss and Terran, if you just kill these rocks towards the third, you can get that third down, but yeah, it is, you know, always going to be a lot smaller, so it's going to be a lot easier for the Terran to put on a lot of pressure. Reinforcements are going to arrive a lot quicker, so yeah, it's a bit harder to go macro, and you're always going to struggle to get that fifth and maybe even the fourth. So it's yeah, it's different, but MyungSik to me just feels like he's got a macro, but I'm not sure. We see the second gas go down as I say that, so not gonna go for the good old one gas expansion.
Do you, okay, real talk for a second.
Right.
Do you ever get that moment where you're just like, alright, there's information ahead of me, but I'm gonna choose to go with the gut feeling? And like the 1 in 10 times that pays off, you're like, oh my god, this is the most euphoric feeling in the universe. Like, I was so right about that guess.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, like, that's the thing too. Like, there were some players where, like, okay, I can gut feeling players like Bly all the time, no question. There's a game recently where we're casting and Zombie Gub's like, it's Ultras, and he even puts down the Ultraless Cavern. And I'm like, no, dude, it's gonna be Broodlords. It's freaking Bly, right? I mean, like, you have those moments, and of course, yeah, you did go Broodlords, but I don't know. You're right. Like, for MyungSik, he's not a player I come into this game, I don't feel cheese, I don't sense cheese, I don't smell all-ins, not early at least, but...
Yeah, but he can do it. I actually remember, I think we cast it at one time, it must have been Olimo as well, where he was up against Maru, I think, and then...
Did you just condense OlimoLeague to Olimo? Like, you can't pronounce G? That one syllable is too much for you, damn sure? I'm sorry,
shorted it down a bit, didn't I?
I'm sorry,
Olimo must have been in the OlimoLeague, Rifkin. And then, well, I think it was up against Maru, and I think he just lacked confidence, and he actually went for all-ins like every game, I think. But apart from that, he just strikes me as a macro player.
I think that was Home Story Cup, I think, wasn't it, or no? I don't remember.
Well, I remember casting it, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's too much that we've done together that I can't even remember anymore.
Yeah. I think it was MyungSik, but I could be wrong. But, you know, we'll see where he goes with this. But he did take that second gas relatively early, but he does go for the Robo, doesn't throw down like a Twilight or Stargate. And a second gateway, I think this is going to be for safety.
Yeah, observers for sure. I mean, the biggest fear I think every Protoss player has, I think it's becoming Hellions nowadays, but it is always and will always be the Widowmine. You're so scared of not catching those or those things burrowing.
Well,
I mean,
oh my god. Well, we've talked a lot about MyungSik, Rifkin, but I mean, okay, we got, what's this? Widowmine drop for Alive. He's on 2 gases, and he's making 2 racks. Yeah. There's no command center. This is craziness. So it goes with the drop with a 1 base all-in follow-up.
Oh, I love the Raven. This is something we saw MMA used to do. We'll talk about that more in a second, but this drop does go off. Can the Widowmines get enough damage done is a big question. No.
Server.
Interesting control. Interesting control on that Widowmine. I won't call it good. Doesn't quite get that sick hit it was looking for, though. But the Stalkers can't really stop chasing the Medevac. The Medevac's in a really awkward spot, though. Can't go back to save the Widowmine, and it can't go attack the Natural.
He did force out an overcharge at least, and we do have the one base all-in follow-up with Raven, Siege Tank by the looks of things, and lots of...
There's a build back in the day, like unsiege siege tanks, because of course back when Ohana was ready, you still had to research siege mode, right? So I kind of feel like if this is that same style of the all-in, like this is like 10 times more powerful. You don't have to research siege mode. Like there was seriously guys like you pull this and it would be like one base Terran, it'd be like super duper all-in. But what I love about the Raven for this, the point defense drone, like yes you've got potential for auto turrets and whatever else, but like the point defense drone eats the stalker shots, and stalkers, they don't attack hard, but they attack hard rather, but they attack slow. It eats the photon overcharge. I mean, this Raven basically lets siege tanks get into siege mode is the point.
So I mean,
I got nerd chills right now. Damn sure. Beastie Cutie was like the biggest one base all-in Ohana player I ever knew, and he had the coolest tank builds. And Alive is really not too far off of something we had definitely seen in the past. But, you know, that medevac from Alive, well, it stayed alive. It's got 5 Marines and a heli in it. Like, it's... This has the potential to do so much damage, but it also has the potential to fail really badly.
Yeah, right. So, one big thing here. MyungSik has been keeping his first server back at home all along, and he just now sent Hallucination Phoenix across the map, so he's really lacking scouting information. What he really would want here is, like, Immortals out, whereas the Robo base finishing now. So if he had an Immortal, or even 2 Immortals now, that would be sick versus this, but yeah, it doesn't really have that. I'm not sure he really knows what's going on. He did send the Hallu Phoenix, and he did get killed off by 8 Marines, and he saw the Raven, so I'm not sure if he realizes.
Even with the Colossus coming out, like, siege tanks outrange Colossus pretty hardcore, especially if they don't have extended lines. But I think one of the biggest points here is, like, that Banshee can shoot down. If these stalkers die, the Banshee kills everything. He doesn't even need to siege up. Like, he's going to siege up. He doesn't need to is the thing. Point defense drone still hasn't come down just yet. He's got a drop going off towards the man. Like, there's so many things about to happen. We'll see if MyungSik can stop this. There's 5 SCVs here to repair on the front lines, though. Don't lose the Banshee, though. Oh my god.
Okay, that was close.
That repair.
MyungSik doesn't realize this is a one base all-in, by the way. He just started a Stargate, so he thinks this is like a 2 base push. He doesn't realize how committed Alive is, so he's not really responding the right way. But we'll see if he'll be able to hold on. He's got that one Colossus, another one on the way.
The biggest reason we don't see Alive pushing up this ramp is he's really scared of those force fields. But I kind of feel like as soon as he realized like MyungSik's attentions in the main, like he should have stormed that ramp. So force field's not going to go down.
I think he's going to go now.
Put defense drone. Actually, some stalkers here would be pointless to do that. Seeker missiles can still be very deadly, but I think point defense drone is going to take the cake. Leapfrogging his tanks forward very slowly but surely.
Yeah, MyungSik has gotten a lot of time for himself. His army's getting bigger and bigger. 2 Colossi now, yeah.
Yo, this is actually really cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you can grab time beam up the tanks. I always forget you can do that.
Yeah, or we just deal with the Banshee as well, I guess. It's kind of
point defense drone.
Bit of both. Yeah, that's true. He's gonna be able to work away at the point defense drone at least.
He's chipping away at this Nexus, boys. I mean, Photon Overcharge goes off once again. He's got another point defense drone ready to go down if he needs to. Focusing on this Banshee, though. He's got to throw that point defense drone down if he wants to save this.
He wants to save the base. He's gonna go for it now. 2 Colossus with the Thermalance finish.
Big dedicated push. Graviton beam on the tank does lift it.
Yeah, no Thermalance is up, but Immortal as well.
Yeah, he's gonna break alive.
He'll be just barely. To shoot the Marines. Okay,
he's got this. He's got this. Banshee though, not gonna get much done. Not with the Phoenixes here. So this is a really cool move out of Alive, and like I kind of feel like 30 seconds sooner. Like there's a lot of timings involved with this, where he sat around.